Hi there, welcome to the Bristol Show 2026. I am Brad and I'm joined by Niall of Innuos.
Good morning.
How's it going, sir?
Going very well, thank you, Brad.
Good. We've got
well.
a nice little hustle and bustle behind us here.
Yep.
You guys been busy down in Innuos?
We've got two areas at the show.
Right, show off.
I know. Both have been really busy.
Nice.
Because we've been launching the new products, we have one area where we're having proper listening and A/B tests showing the differences.
Nice.
And then, of course, another area where we can have a bit more conversation and tell people a lot more about them.
The sort of conversational area, that's in the Bristol suite.
That's right, yes. Yeah.
And where's your other room?
In the Wallace suite.
Okay, yeah.
downstairs,
So
yes,
nice big room for you.
Nice big room where we've set up the Stream 1 and the Stream 3 servers.
Which obviously
streamers.
New products.
Yes, exactly. So that's what we're focusing on for this weekend. We've got a nice Chord integrated Ultima amp and the
Nice.
ATC speakers. So yeah, lovely sounding system. Yeah.
Lovely. And for people that aren't familiar with Innuos, because there will be people out there that might not be familiar with what you do, what's the principle behind you guys? Because you're not like a full electronics brand, are you? You specialise more in the...
We've focused on digital.
Yeah.
Yes, yeah. So we're really focusing on being the lead in digital source. So all of our products are streamers or servers, depending on how you want to use them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you also sort of... You do some weird and wonderful products like the Phoenix, and are they still going? The sort of
Very much so. Yeah, the principles are in use. In fact, have spread further throughout the range now.
Yeah.
So Phoenix, if we talked about the Phoenix USB reclocker, originally that started in the Statement
Yes.
as a very high-end digital output.
Yeah.
Now that technology we've managed in all of our new ranges to make it available all the way down to our entry level and Stream 1 as an option,
Nice.
where it makes a significant difference to the sound.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's a bit of a black magic element going on there.
Well, it's possibly, and some people might think that, but the principles are it's reclocking, it's creating a very clean and accurate digital signal.
Yeah.
With very clean power supplies and, like I say, super accurate OCXO clocks.
There you go.
That's the principle, and how we apply it genuinely makes a huge difference to the sound. And that's what it's about.
And that is, as you say, that technology is now sort of watered down into the rest of the range, and it's...
Yes. Yeah. We've managed to make it available all the way to the entry level now.
So tell us a little bit about the Stream 1 and Stream 3.
So Stream 1 and Stream 3, which we launched last year, they had a big boots to fill, because we were effectively replacing our old Zen Mini, Zen and Zenith range.
Yeah, which were very, very popular
Which were
products.
extremely popular with a lot of very happy customers. And what we found ourselves in a position, it was due time to renew the range. But in the background, we'd been developing quite a few higher end products, such as the Next Gen and so on. We thought, well, how can we bring some of that engineering and magic to a more affordable level?
Yeah, of course.
We also wanted to make our range a little more straightforward and simple, hence we ended up with two models, the 1 and the 3. But we also wanted to give customers more options, so there's quite a balance involved in doing that. So that's where we went for a modular approach.
Yep.
So a Stream 1 and a Stream 3, you have a choice of output modules. A standard, they come with a digital USB, so existing Innuos customers who are used to connecting by USB, great. They can buy a new one and plug it in and use it just like they always have been.
Yeah.
But we also have digital Phoenix USB outputs, and for the first time ever, analog outputs on DACs that we manufacture.
Wow.
Yes, so that's been a big change.
Those are things that do they have to be bought at the same time, or can they be added later, or
Either or. It's really flexible.
Nice.
So they can be bought, it can be an upgrade. If somebody purchases one and then decides to upgrade something else in their hi-fi and they need a different connection, they can change at any time.
And
it makes it really flexible.
And what sort of price are we talking about with these products?
Well, the Stream 1 starts at £2,100.
Yep.
Stream 3 at $5,400. The output boards vary in price from $500-ish for a digital output board or our entry-level DAC, all the way up to $3,100 for our Phoenix DAC in the Stream 3, which is Phoenix reclocked dual mono DAC again. So more of that technology working its way throughout the range.
Nice.
Yeah.
Excellent. And are they... Obviously, I imagine it's taken quite a... You know, we said that these were released last year. So it was towards the end of last year, wasn't it, that they were sort of...
We really announced them around May last year. We announced at that point.
Yeah.
Production began during the summer.
Yeah.
they were a little more successful and popular than we had anticipated.
Right, that's always nice.
Which is a good complaint to have.
Yeah.
And they really hit a sweet spot with our customers and with our dealers. So for the first time ever, we were a little slow on delivering as we worked through our back orders, but we had to.
Are you on top of it now?
Very much so.
Good.
Yes.
Okay, good.
We've caught up on everything now, and it's free flowing. Yeah.
Glad to hear it. And are you going to be looking to expand on that range, or are there any new products coming out? Or
No. We believe the range now is very nice because from Stream, between 2,000 and really 9,000 pounds, we have all the options. It depends on how you specify the unit.
Yeah.
Of course, we're always developing new products, but we have no intention of adding any more streamers or servers into that range.
If it ain't broke, don't fix it.
Exactly. Our range is nicely balanced now. The feedback from the dealers has been excellent because it was very easy for them to carry the demo stock and have exactly what the customer would like to listen to, which is critical. With our old range, there was quite a lot of units they would have to carry.
I know that
it could be difficult for them to find space.
Speaking to the guys in our old DOT stores that have taken on the Stream 1 and Stream 3, it's quite refreshing to have, not restricted, but quite clear set out options to go for. There's a lot of manufacturers that really muddy the waters.
That was a big focus when we were at the point where we were debating internally as what would this look like? What can we give the customers? What can we give the dealers? What can we add in to make it a better sound? To make it easier to understand? To continue developing the software and just make sure that we can, when a customer contacts us and wants to listen, we can say, hey, go to Audio T, they have Stream 1, they have Stream 3, have the options. You can make a good decision based on your listening. Yeah.
Well, I'm going to have to come along to the Wallace Suite and have a proper listen.
Please do.
I love the whole modular concept. I think that's great, and the sort of, because that then opens up possibilities in the future if you do decide to.
It does. If there was another format, then we could look at that. The other thing that we changed and brought down from the next gen range is, from now, you can run our units as a streamer or a server. You can also have internal storage in the form of an SSD.
Right.
That's now user installable.
Oh, okay.
So if a customer buys a unit without an SSD, using it as a server, and then says, hey, maybe I'd like to buy music from Cobuzz, maybe I'd like to download or rip my CDs because they're all still capable of ripping a CD, they can easily buy a SSD, install it.
That's quite a nice element, that it doesn't have to be.
It doesn't have to be. You're not forced down any path, but the options are there if you want it at any time.
Yeah.
And of course, at the moment in the market, SSD prices are fluctuating dramatically.
Yeah, big time.
Which is obviously we couldn't anticipate, but now having this feature means that it makes it much easier for the customer.
I think it's nice. It sounds like you've put the user experience at the forefront of what you're trying to achieve.
User experience and sound quality are always our two biggest goals.
Yeah. It's always nice to hear. Look, Niall, thanks very much for coming to chat with me.
Pleasure.
It's always a pleasure to see you guys here. And will we see you next year? Do you think you'll keep returning to the show?
Oh, I think so.
Yeah. You're fans, aren't you?
We're settled in now. Yeah.
There we go. Yeah, there you have it. Guys, if you can't come down this weekend, you can, of course, check out Audio T for all the Innuos products. And if you can't come this year, you better come next year. Niall, thanks very much.
Pleasure. Thank you, Brad.
Take care, guys. Bye now.
Thanks.